Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, October 22nd. We have all you need to know about a threat at the world's busiest airport, as well as more on demolitions at the White House.
We also have the latest information in the Doug Martin case, along with sports, entertainment, weather, and an interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Anneke Wagner.
And I'm Reehl. Penn State is hosting a town hall meeting to discuss the evolving federal funding landscape. It's set to take place on November 3rd at the Eric J. Barron Innovation Hub. Officials holding the event hope the town hall will provide information and ease the concerns of the community. They plan to discuss topics like federal reimbursement policies, administrative costs, and the impact on the university. More information regarding the event can be found on Penn State's website.
A former Howard Funeral Home director was sentenced Monday to 23.5 months of probation for corpse abuse. Sherry Kramer was the full-time caregiver of Joan Donnelly for 4 years. Kramer claims the funeral home director, Garrett Singer, allowed her mother's body to decompose for nearly 6 weeks. Singer's licenses were revoked in September, and he will not be allowed to apply for reinstatement for at least 5 years.
A man in Center County is now charged with homicide following a deadly DUI incident. In August, 47-year-old Michael J. Packer was under the influence when his vehicle struck and killed the victim. Officials say that Packer was performing CPR on the victim when they arrived, but they were later pronounced dead at the scene. Packer's hearing is scheduled to take place on October 29th.
A State College teen who was reported missing has been located. Dominic Caesar went missing last Thursday after police say he ran away from his brother in the area of Penn Hills Park. A post circulated social media after the teen's disappearance, saying that Caesar told a friend earlier Thursday that he was planning to hang out in the downtown College area. In a statement released Sunday night, State College police say that Caesar has been located. What kind of weather can students expect for the rest of the week? Student meteorologist Hannah George is live in the studio with this week's forecast.
Thanks, Anneke. A little bit chilly out there, and there may even be a sprinkle or two if you're out there at any point later in this evening. That weather is going to start to clear out. We'll be left with some clearer skies as we move into the rest of the work week. Right now, temperatures are in the mid-40s, or feels like, though, in the low 40s, maybe even the upper 30s at some points. That's because we have some wind out there. That's that wind chill. So our wind speeds are in the teens right now, those mid-teens, about 14 miles an hour. The gusts, though, are what is going to make it feel really chilly out there. And we have those gusts moving through. They are over 20 miles an hour in State College. If we look out west, you can see Franklin, they're almost at 30 miles an hour. Erie at 40 miles an hour with those gusts right now. That's what really affects that feels like temperature. So throughout the day today, our temperatures are in those mid-40s at the moment, but you can see how those wind gusts move through and affect this feels like temperature or the wind chill. So right now we may be at 46, but our feels like is in those 40s. And if we look out west, you can see they're already in the 30s in Franklin and Erie, and they're likely going to get even cooler with those feels like temperatures as we move throughout the evening. So if you are outside, be sure to bring a jacket. It's pretty chilly out there, and you may even get a sprinkle or two, especially if you are out west. Though we are still in a bit of a drought. We're abnormally dry here in State College. Parts of our area are actually also in that almost exceptional range right now. Parts of Center County are, but this rain will help that a little bit. We can expect to see another report on that in the next week or so. So the rain we have right now, just a sprinkle or two if we feel anything here. We see some high pressure moving in as we approach the start to your weekend, and because of that high pressure, we're not going to be seeing any rain as we move throughout the weekend, though there will likely still be a little bit of cloud cover. So any rain will likely remain out west, and if we do see anything, it will likely be just a sprinkle or two. Once again, high pressure in our area. So this weekend we will remain clear. We're just going to have some cloud cover. That high pressure is able to push all of that rain out of our area. Tonight your lows are going to be in the low 40s. Some wind out there still, so once again, that feels like temperature will probably be somewhere in the mid to upper 30s. We do see a little bit of chance for rain as we move throughout the evening. Very light, though, if anything. Tomorrow, no rain. Your highs are going to be in the low 50s, so we're going to remain in a seasonable range with your temperatures. Still a little bit of wind out there, though. So it'll probably feel a little bit cooler, but once again, very seasonable for this time of year. And as we look ahead at your weekend, we can expect to see temperatures remaining that way. The start to your next work week, a little bit cooler on Monday, but we do remain dry throughout the weekend and the start to the week. As we move into the rest of that work week, though, we do start to see some rain, and that may help us not be in that drought range anymore. Back to you, Anneke.
Thanks, Hannah. Now over to Sophia with the latest in sports.
Thanks, Anneke. I'm Sophia Monteforte with your sports update. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the Penn State women's volleyball team is hosting Rutgers this Friday for their Dig Pink match. Rec Hall will be a sea of pink as fans pack the stands to show their support for the team and the cause. Head coach Katie Schumacher-Cawley was diagnosed with breast cancer last season and still led the team to a national title, making history in the world of sports. Coach Katie is an inspiration to all, and her partnership with the V Foundation will be the theme of their home game against Indiana on November 2nd. Winter sports at Penn State are getting ready for their season debuts. Although a few teams are a week out, it is never too early to get excited about the Penn State wrestling team. Their constant success has kept Penn State on the map as the best wrestling program in the country. When all else fails in the rankings, Penn State can always count on these guys to bring home multiple championship titles. The Nittany Lions will have Oklahoma at home on November 14th to kick off the start of the season. Once again, analysts predict that the squad will win it all in March at the NCAA Championship. While winter sports are just around the corner, fall sports are still in full swing. Reporter Andrew Plotnick has the recap on a Penn State men's soccer game last week. Andrew?
Thanks, Sophia. On Friday, I had the chance to attend the Penn State men's soccer match versus Northwestern at Jeffrey Field. This was a critical Big Ten matchup for the Nittany Lions following a loss to UCLA. Let's take a look.
This Friday, the Penn State Nittany Lions men's soccer team played in their annual whiteout game, taking on the Northwestern Wildcats. The crowd was small, but the fans showed out when the team needed them the most.
We're here at Jeffrey Field for the 44th all-time matchup between the Northwestern Wildcats and the Penn State Nittany Lions. This soccer game is the Penn State whiteout game, and Northwestern hasn't won in Jeffrey Field since November 1st, 2015. Both teams are coming to this matchup 1-3-1 in Big Ten play, tied for 9th, and they're both fighting for a playoff spot.
With not much action in the first half, it was scoreless heading into halftime.
A little slow. Hopefully they pick it up and we score a couple goals and win the game.
Northwestern opened up the scoring in the second half, with a Penn State answer immediately following, making the score 1-1. Northwestern would then take the lead on a shot from outside the box in the 86th minute, leading to a pin drop in the Penn State crowd. Penn State remained aggressive, but couldn't buy a goal until freshman defender Joe Sheridan would make a run along the right sideline and cross the ball to the middle, where sophomore midfielder Malik Dauda put on an incredible display of finishing to tie the game in the final minute, ultimately leading to the final score, 2-2.
And to be fair, Malik showed it late on. That's a chance that sometimes can be missed wide or high, and he showed great composure.
Both teams remain tied in the Big Ten standings and are eyeing a playoff spot.
Obviously, we want to win. We're a winning team. We have a winning mentality, and a point today is not enough for us. I feel like Penn State soccer is all about winning. Today we didn't compute that, so I can't say that today was really a Penn State soccer game.
For PSN News, I'm Andrew Plotnick.
Following this draw, Penn State lost to number 21 Washington on Monday by a score of 2-1. They look to bounce back at Wisconsin for their 4th consecutive Big Ten matchup on Saturday. We will continue to keep you updated on all things Penn State athletics. Back to you, Sophia.
Thanks, Andrew. It's that time of year again for New York fans to pack in at the Garden, bleeding blue and orange. In this offseason, the Knicks have made big moves by signing new head coach Mike Brown. A team of this caliber with a healthy Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns need a coach that can take them all the way. The Knicks also re-signed Mikal Bridges in the offseason, who is an important player for the team's success. The Knicks had issues last season with their depth on the bench, but the additions of Jordan Clarkson and Gershon Yabusele should resolve that. Times will tell what the Knicks are capable of this season. Their first regular game is against a strong Cavaliers team tonight.
The stage is set for the 2025 World Series. After a nail-biting 7-game battle, the Blue Jays prevailed and beat the Mariners. The Dodgers, on the other hand, beat the Brewers in a 4-game sweep. They are coming into this championship on fire after that series win and as defending champions. The Blue Jays haven't seen this leg of the playoffs since their back-to-back title wins in '92 and '93. There is not much history between these two franchises, but what better time than the present to make some? The Blue Jays have home field advantage for the first 2 games of the series starting this Friday. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Ella Karofsky has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Ella Karofsky with your entertainment update. All month long, the State Theater has been holding its Halloween movie spooktacular. Movies like Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street hit the big screen last night, with other cult classics like The Exorcist and Scream showing throughout the past few weeks. For the kids who enjoy a fun Halloween classic, the theater will bring the magic of Hocus Pocus to the big screen on Sunday, October 26th, along with the Addams Family. Just a day before the actual holiday, the theater will celebrate the 20th anniversary of Tim Burton's Corpse Bride with a showing at 7:30 p.m. The Halloween movie marathon will conclude on Halloween night with Halloween at 8 p.m. and the Rocky Horror Picture Show at 11 p.m. Keeping on track with all of the fun Halloween activities this month, Harner Farm on West Whitehall Road in State College will be bringing back its haunted flashlight maze for this season. For 6 nights from October 23rd to the 25th and 28th to the 30th, the farm, famous for its apple picking and corn maze, will be partnering with Penn State sorority Delta Zeta. Those hoping to attend can purchase tickets for $10 and check out the Delta Zeta food truck, along with the Dark Zone and Haunted Hotel. Attendees must enter the maze by 9 p.m. and make sure to not forget a flashlight to navigate the haunted corn maze. State College has something for everyone this fall. Reporter Colleen Craddy is live in the studio with more on a new cidery downtown. Colleen?
Thanks, Ella. On Thursday, I had the opportunity to visit a new cider place downtown called The Press and speak with our owner. The tap house brings a fresh perspective on the State College bar scene. Let's take a look. In the heart of downtown State College comes a new place to bring together the Penn State community. The Press Cider and Craft Beverage Tap House opened on October 9th at 113 Easter Street. The collaboration between 2 cider companies, Punk Cider Works and B Cider, brings a new take on the State College bar scene. They plan to serve ciders, meads, wines, beers, cocktails, and mocktails in a variety of forms, tasting, small batch releases, and taking home your favorites. Because of their limited liquor license, all of their beverages must be made from in-state and local ingredients. The owners want everyone to have their own unique experience at the Press, promoting customers to bring their own food, pets, and families. With no screens, no cover, and no loud music, the Press creates a bar focused on community, buying local, and sustainability. They plan to host trivia nights, live music, talks, and presentations from Penn State staff, as owner Corey Blouse is an assistant research professor in the Agricultural and Biological Engineering Department. What do you want to bring to the Penn State and State College community?
One of the goals for opening the Press was to really bridge the gap between the university and the community. We do plan to have a lecture series. We are working on getting trivia going, and we're open for other things, such as if you want to do poetry readings or any kind of open mic night, we welcome anybody to bring those ideas to us. We want this to be a true community space.
The Press is open to all, Thursday through Sunday, on the corner of Easter Street and East Calder Way. For Penn State Network News, I'm Colleen Craddy. Whether you want to try some new drinks or just want a community atmosphere, the Press has something for everyone. Check them out at 113 Easter Street in downtown State College. Back to you, Ella.
Thanks, Colleen. The big debate in the music world right now is whether or not Puerto Rican rapper and singer Bad Bunny should be this upcoming year's Super Bowl halftime performer. A recent petition on change.org has been working to urge the National Football League and halftime show organizers to swap Bad Bunny for country music star George Strait. Since his big breakout in 2016, Bad Bunny has become one of the most listened to Spotify artists with 81.4 million monthly listeners. However, the petition that has now climbed over 60,000 signatures states, quote, "While this approach certainly broadens the audience, it's pivotal to remember the roots that have made American music what it is today," end quote. What is there to know about Season 3 of Euphoria? One thing for certain is that it won't be about teenagers when it returns. Set to arrive in the spring of 2026, the hit series will jump through time and explore the characters' lives after high school. Some of the returning cast members include Zendaya, Hunter Schafer, Sydney Sweeney, Alexa Demi, and Jacob Elordi. On top of the original cast, personalities like Trisha Paytas will make their debut on the hit HBO Max show. Since the second season premiered in 2022, fans have been on the edge of their seats waiting for the storyline to continue. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, interview anchor Sophia Tabernet will be speaking with Gianna Galais and Alana Smith from Penn State's Women in Business. Stay tuned.
I'm Sophia Tabernet, and today I'm joined by Business PR Director Gianna Galais and Membership Director Alana Smith. Thank you so much for coming in to chat with us this evening, Gianna and Alana.
Thank you.
Thank you. So to start off, could you tell me more about your roles in Women in Business?
Yeah, so in Women in Business, I am the PR director, so my responsibilities within this role are to run all of our social media accounts. I also oversee the website and design all of our merchandise. I also send out weekly updates to our members just to help facilitate communication between our leadership team and our general members.
My name is Alana Smith. I currently serve as the membership director. My main responsibilities in this role is to manage our point system, which is based off of our 4 different pillars. I also manage our Flare page, which is one of our main sources of communication with our members. And lastly, I run our mentorship program where I get to pair an upperclassman with an underclassman.
Oh, that's great. So how did you guys first hear about the organization and what inspired you to join?
I actually heard about it in a social media post on Instagram, and I wanted to join to get more leadership opportunities and just to grow both personally and professionally. After I joined, I realized that this is a space where I was really supported and inspired by other women, and it helped me grow out of my comfort zone and develop new skills that'll help me in my future career.
I found out about Women in Business through my first involvement fair as a freshman, and I knew it's something I immediately wanted to get involved in. I'm really big about pursuing women's rights, especially in the business field, so I immediately joined as a freshman, and I have been with the organization ever since.
That's awesome. So I noticed that the organization has a variety of corporate partners. So how does Women in Business help their members with professional development and networking?
Yeah, so we're really honored to have many different partnerships with different companies and corporate sponsors. So we bring in recruiters and professionals from these companies and our sponsorships to host different events, either about career development topics or even just to network in smaller settings. It's a really great opportunity for our members just to ask questions and to make more meaningful connections with these recruiters. We've even had a couple cases where some of our general members have gotten internships from the connections they've made in Women in Business, which is super rewarding for us.
Yeah, that's amazing. I also noticed that your organization was involved with Thon. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so Thon is probably our biggest philanthropic endeavor. So we start fundraising in June, and once we get back into the school year, we start having events for our members. These are fundraisers, so some examples we do an arts and crafts night, and it's just a good way to bring our community together and also fundraise for Thon. In December, we pick our Thon dancers. We normally have about 4 Thon dancers, and then in February, we get to stand in the stands and support our dancers for the 46 hours.
I love that. So what are the main goals for Women in Business this year?
Yeah, so our organization is built on 4 main pillars. Alana mentioned them earlier. It's networking, professional development, leadership, and community service. So a lot of what we do and a lot of the goals we set for ourselves and our organization is tied back to those values. I'd also say that our overarching North Star goal is just to foster growth, confidence, and leadership in women of all majors. We don't just take business majors, just by providing them with meaningful opportunities in a supportive community.
Yeah, I really love the mission that your organization has, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that are interested. How can these students who are interested get involved?
Yes, so our membership forum for this semester has closed. We encourage everyone to join next semester. We will offer opportunities to join next semester for all members, for all students who want to join. So definitely come out if you are interested in joining in the beginning of January.
Okay, sounds great. Gianna and Alana, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us more about your experiences with Women in Business.
Thank you.
Now stick around, because coming up next, Lauren and Anneke will have the latest news from across the nation.
A man in Atlanta, Georgia was arrested Monday after officials received a tip that he was going to shoot up the airport. 49-year-old Billy Joe Cagle was live streaming online when he arrived at the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. The Cartersville Police Department stopped him at his vehicle and took him into custody. In the vehicle, officials found an AR-15 rifle with 27 rounds of ammunition.
Former All-Pro NFL running back Doug Martin died after struggling with police while being taken into custody this weekend. In a statement by Oakland police, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer became unresponsive after being arrested early Saturday, while police investigated a break-in at an Oakland home that Martin was allegedly involved in. Police say the 36-year-old was transported to the hospital by paramedics, where he died. A cause of death has not been released.
The White House is under renovation as demolition has begun on the East Wing. President Donald Trump has plans for his $250 million ballroom to be constructed. The project is underway despite the lack of support and approval from the National Capital Planning Commission. The new building is reported to be 90,000 square feet and has a capacity for 650 people. There are no reports of when the construction will be completed.
CDC researchers are being forced to miss a conference on infectious diseases this week due to the government shutdown. ID Week is the largest annual meeting of researchers and often the leading venue for experts to share information on diagnosing, treating, and preventing possible threats. In the conference program, only a few speakers were identified as CDC scientists. The main reason is the ongoing government shutdown, which halted conference appearances and paychecks for federal scientists. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.